I used to think that every client who bought my service was a win. But over time, I realized that not all customers are created equal. Instead of driving me forward, some of my clients have been really holding me back. Whether it was their attitude towards my methods, the feedback they gave me, or just simply the energy they brought into the session, I started noticing a pattern. And that's when it hit me. Attracting the right clients is actually more important than attracting a large number of clients. It's about having the clarity on who's aligning with your values and appreciates the service or product you offer. Because only this way will you be able to create the largest added value. In this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how you can identify your dream client and make sure that your business attracts the kind of people that energize you, who value your expertise or the quality of your products, and can actually make your business run effortlessly. Let's dive in, shall we? Hi, my name is Mercedesz, and I help women fall back in love with their businesses. I work with entrepreneurs who lost their spark and are ready to build a business that feels effortless to run and is guided by their inner wisdom. If this is something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow along. So let's start by defining what an ideal customer profile is and why is it useful for us. An ideal customer profile is essentially a description of the type of person or business that is the perfect fit to what you have to offer. Think of this as the blueprint of who you are here to serve. And the reason why we do this is to help you focus your marketing, your messaging, and your product or services to the clients who are most aligned with your business. To keep things practical, I created an ideal customer profile worksheet that you can find in the description box below. But to help you demonstrate how powerful this tool is, I will walk through the worksheet talking about my business. So I think it's time for us to dive in. The very first thing you want to look at is your customer demographics. This is the set of basic external traits of your clients. In this section, you can describe who they are, where they are, and what role they play in the market. If you work in a business-to-business context, it's always helpful to create this demographic analysis both at a business level and the decision-maker level. In my case, my ideal client profile will fall into women who are between the ages of 25 to 55. My market focus is global, but it's necessary for me to reach people who speak English and consume content in English. They are a founder, typically a solo entrepreneur. They're either selling to consumers or small businesses. The second category of characteristics we're going to look at is psychographics. The intention here is to try to capture our ideal client's inner world. We want to understand their values, their motivations, their aspirations, and the fears and negative beliefs that they hold about themselves. So in my case, the values that my customers are interested in are quality, impact, authenticity, creativity, and balance. Their motivation is positive impact, self-expression, flexibility, and non-conformity. When it comes to their aspirations or what they are trying to achieve with their work is to be confident, to strike a good balance in their different endeavors in life, to have always good vibes, to work with ease instead of effort, and to create products and services that have a high added value. And when it comes to the fears and blocks, my ideal customer is facing imposter syndrome, finds herself people-pleasing more often than not, gets stuck in perfectionism, and has a hard time actually seeing her worth and setting her pricing according to that worth. The third thing we are going to look at is challenges and pain points. This is the section in the worksheet where we have to identify what our ideal client is struggling with on a daily basis. What are some of the patterns that keep on repeating in their lives? And what's the worst case scenario that can happen because of these patterns that they want to avoid? A clear pain point and an equally clear solution to that pain is what creates urgency. So it is a very important part of this exercise. Let's take a look at my customers. When it comes to my ideal customers, those are women who are typically struggling with feeling overwhelmed. They are probably a bit burnt out from their business already. They're feeling alone. They don't really have a trusted partner to ping pong business ideas around. They're feeling undervalued. More often than not, there is this unease about your own pricing, and you setting the wrong price will mean that you will feel that you are undervaluing your own work. Now let's see some of the patterns that my ideal customer has. They're typically doubting the worthiness of their offering. They have the tendency to say yes too much. They lack certainty, and sometimes they're just asking for too many opinions until they reach analysis paralysis. And here are some of the worst outcomes that they can imagine for themselves. One of them is completely losing their passion, feeling resentful, or completely burning out from their business. The second one is failing a new launch or reaching stagnation with their business, where they just feel they're putting in more effort, but they're staying the same. And the fourth and absolutely worst one is the fear of completely messing up their business because they're in such a big crisis right now, and they know that getting a job out there is just simply not an option. Let's go to section number 4, which is about the desired gains. So in this section of the workbook, we're exploring both the tangible and the intangible results that our ideal client wants to achieve. So when it comes to tangible outcomes, we want to look at things that they can see, feel, count. Some of the questions you could ask yourself is, what can your customers see or measure after they're working with you? In my case, some of the tangible results that my clients are hoping for is increased revenue, completed projects, and a fewer days in their week when they wake up and feel meh about their business. This is a metric that I came up with and I'm really, really proud of. When it comes to the intangible outcomes, think about the emotional, psychological, or energetic benefits that your customers would want to get by working with you. You can ask yourself, how do my customers feel after they've used my product or service? In my case, the desired intangible gains would be a reignited spark in their business or creativity, an unshakable level of self-confidence when it comes to making business decisions, and the sense of camaraderie, or basically the feeling that they're not alone. Next section we want to look at is going to be your ideal customer's learning and decision-making style. We all fall into certain archetypical ways of thinking, different ways of absorbing information and making decisions. And I truly believe that understanding how your clients learn and make decisions is going to be a huge help, not just for your messaging, but also later on choosing the right platforms and formats on how to do marketing. So for this section, I brought in a set of questions that you can decide whether you're going to answer this or that, or you're going to write a longer paragraph, totally up to you. When it comes to my ideal clients, they're typically women who are doing some form of research on their own, but don't really go into the nitty-gritty. But when they meet me online or I'm referred to them by someone else, they're able to feel a certain level of trust and resonance already from the get-go, because they typically learned in their life by trial and error. They have a gut feeling about me whether I'm the right person for them or not. And when it comes to the outcomes, they know for sure that no coach is able to give them a quick fix, but they're interested in starting a longer-term collaboration, and they really sign up for a deeper transformation. Let's go to section 6, which is the unique connection point. Here in this section, we want to understand, why would your dream customers choose you as a service or product provider? What is it in your story or your style, or maybe even methods, that your clients could resonate with so deeply? This element in the worksheet is the most magnetic part, because this is where you're trying to understand how you attract the people into your business that you do. So in my case, the first question is, why me? Why would they choose me? Well, for starters, is because I felt their pain. I'm a recovering perfectionist or corporate dropout, and I've run businesses that I loved in the beginning, but felt so misaligned that I had to leave it all behind and start over. And I have the stats and the understanding. I've advised hundreds of businesses in my career, and I've analyzed their business models and their action. Plus, something I'm really proud of is I always do more than my homework. And this is something that my clients feel and appreciate about me. And because I'm obsessed on feeling good and being productive in feeling good, I am trying to make them find the way where they can do business feeling good. So who is drawn to my style? Well, I came up with one category, and that is recovering girl bosses. If you're familiar with this bell curve meme, then you probably understand what I mean, but I'm just gonna insert it for reference. So when you start your business, you have the innocence or the naivety of someone who's new at it. Then the more you learn, the more complex, the more confused, the more stressed you're becoming. And then this is gonna lead you only to come out on the other side, where you realize actually the simpler approach is the better approach. The not trying to please everyone is the right way to please the right people. How do I stand out? I wrote down on my notes today is that I don't know, but I don't sell anyone solutions. I sell them something that's never gonna get outdated, can't be copied by anyone, and this is something that they can come back to for the rest of their lives. So altogether, I feel like I'm selling a philosophy, not a framework or a tool. The next section we are going to go in is your customers' buying behavior. And if you've made it so far in the video, first of all, congratulations and thank you for bearing with me. You are most welcome to like this video or leave a comment below. If you leave a purple heart emoji, I will know that you're already at step 7 in our worksheet. Thank you. Your engagement means the world to me. So we want to focus on the buying behavior to really understand how your customers view your service or your products. Is it a necessity or is it more a luxury? Is it something that they can afford every now and then, or is it something that they would want to subscribe to on an ongoing basis? And it's also the place where you want to look at where people seek alternatives. This will help us understand how to position ourselves in the larger context of things available on the market. So when it comes to my ideal clients, they look at coaching as a necessity. They look at it as a means to have access to a trusted advisor who's right in their business context with them. The one who's able to have a fresh pair of eyes on their progress or their plan, and one who's able to point out when they might be contradicting themselves and they might be acting out of conditioned behavior, not authentic wishes. And they're all well aware that they could be looking for support in many other places. Some people listen to podcasts extensively. Some sign up for masterminds or follow business influencers on social media. Or they might be buying business books for advice. Section 8 in this worksheet is going to be about Emotional resonance. This is the part where you want to tune into your ideal customers' exact words and unspoken desires. What this can help you is to understand them on a deeper level by using the same words as they are using and pointing out things that they might be scared to say out loud. This is the part where you can really create a deep connection with your audience. So when we take a look at the language a customer uses to describe their struggle, it's something on the lines of, "Oh, I'm feeling so burnt out," or "I just can't do this anymore." Or they might be Googling how not to hate your own business. Trust me, I've seen the subreddits. And when it comes to the hidden desires, I believe this is one of the most difficult things to have a grip on. So you might end up just hypothesizing something here, but still, please go ahead and write something. When it comes to my business, one of the hidden desires my customers have is to feel safe to take a break. I know this sounds silly, but women are typically extremely self-critical when they take a break, even if it's a well-deserved break. So if I can help them feel that it's okay to take a break, they might feel encouraged to give themselves the permission slip to take a break. Another thing that my customers desire is to feel seen, heard, and understood. Being a woman in business can be a very, very lonely journey. And because we know that there's really just a handful of people, if any, around us who can understand what we're going through, it can really make us turn inside. And so if I can help them feel supported, they would be more willing to go out and open up to others as well. This is the last section of the worksheet that I feel we're so scared to look at and to admit to ourselves. But this is supposed to be a list of warning signs that someone is not the right fit for you. If you're being really, really honest with yourself and you put the effort into creating this list, you'll be much more equipped to be able to protect your energy and say no to the clients that you know are not the right fit for you. Here are the things that I came up with. A client is not a good fit for me if I sense that they're not coachable, aka they argue with my suggestions or they feel defensive in our discussions. This is something that you can only see once you started working together, but that surely means that the way forward isn't together. The second one is that they cancel or reschedule frequently and typically in last minute. To me, respecting each other's time is crucial. And if I see this as a pattern, that means that that person is not probably the right person for me to be working with. The third thing on my list is unrealistic expectations. So if someone comes with expectations for certainty and guarantee, which I can't provide, I feel it's best if we don't even start working together. The fourth red flag on my list is emotional readiness. Some people, even if they sign up for coaching, are resisting to be vulnerable. But what I'm offering is a type of work that's impossible to do if we cannot break through some of the conventional barriers. So if that person is not ready emotionally to work with me, then we're not a good fit for each other. And the fifth and final one is value misalignment. So I cannot work with anyone who thinks of coaching as a transactional service. The coaching I offer is a process where the more we know each other and the more vulnerable you're being, the easier I can spot where the misalignment is. I know this has ended up being a very long video, so thank you for sticking it out with me. I really hope that you're gonna go download this worksheet and do it for yourself at home and let me know the results. If you like this video, maybe you wanna check out the one that YouTube recommends you here. The YouTube gods know your taste more than I can ever know, so I just trust that they know which video to put here. Or maybe it's on the other side, I don't even know. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time.